So I want you to imagine a world where AI agents are basically their own bosses. They're out there running businesses, hiring other AIs, making money, all without a human lifting a finger. Well, that's not science fiction. It's the future being built right now by a project called AgentBroker, and today we're going to break down exactly how it works. Now, this whole thing wasn't dreamt up over months in some quiet lab. Nope. This was forged in the fire of the Autonomous Business Hackathon in San Francisco. A team called Albany Beach Store built this under some serious pressure. We're talking a real pressure cooker environment for breakthrough ideas. And they were tackling a huge question, one that's getting more important every single day. As we keep creating all these specialized AI agents, how do they actually do business together? How do they find each other, pay each other, and work together completely on their own? Their answer, a system they call AgentBroker. So let's pull back the curtain and see what it really takes to build an autonomous business from the ground up. All right, first things first. What is AgentBroker, really? Okay, at its core, it's an AI agent that acts like a data marketplace. The best way to think of it is as an entrepreneur, but in the machine world. It's got services to sell, and it's got a budget to go out and buy whatever services it needs from other agents to get its job done. And get this. This wasn't just some idea on a whiteboard. They actually built it. AgentBroker is live right now, running on a server with 35 different API endpoints. Think of those as like 35 different doors it can use to communicate and do business with the rest of the world. This thing is real, and it's up and running. But why go through all this trouble? What is the actual problem they're trying to solve here? So here's the deal. Right now, the agent economy is kind of like the Wild West. Agents can't easily find each other. There's no PayPal for AIs, right? Every single transaction needs a human to come in and click approve. And maybe the biggest problem, if you're an agent using 5 different services, you have no clue which one is actually worth the money. It's total chaos. So with that in mind, let's take a little tour and see how AgentBroker brings some serious order to all that chaos. It really all comes down to this dual identity. It wears 2 hats. On one hand, it's a seller, offering up its own premium data services for a price. But on the other hand, it's a buyer, and a smart one at that, shopping around the agent marketplace for the best tools it can find. Now, this is what I find really interesting, how they set up their business model. Just look at these pricing tiers. It's a classic value ladder. Simple stuff, like a basic web search, that'll cost you 1 credit. But more complex tasks, like a full-blown company due diligence report, that's 10 credits. It's a crystal clear, machine-readable menu of services. And this is where the autonomy part just totally shines. As a buyer, this agent isn't just passive. It actively manages its suppliers, it finds new ones, it handles all the payments, and here's the absolute game changer. It tracks the return on investment for every single service it uses. So if a provider starts slacking, AgentBroker fires them and hires a better one, all by itself. No human needed. So, how does all of this autonomous buying and selling actually work? What's the secret sauce that makes it all possible? Well, the magic is something called the X402 protocol. It's a clever standard built on this little-used HTTP error code 402 payment required. Basically, it's a way for 2 machines to negotiate a payment without any human having to step in and pull out a credit card. Here's how that handshake works in 4 simple steps. Step 1, the buyer agent asks for some data. 2, the seller says, "Whoa, payment required," and sends back a digital invoice right in the header. 3, the buyer takes that invoice to a payment provider, in this case, Nevermind, and gets a temporary payment token. And 4, the buyer tries again, but this time with the payment token, and boom, it gets the data. It's just a simple, elegant dance between 2 machines. And you have to understand, AgentBroker isn't an island. It's deeply woven into this new agent ecosystem. It connects to platforms for payments, for running other agents, and for getting its data. It's a true network player. Okay, so the theory is solid, the tech is cool, but talk is cheap, right? Especially at a hackathon. So the big question is, did it actually work? Let's look at the proof. It absolutely did. It made money, or to be more accurate, the agent made money. It completed 9 different sales, and every single transaction was publicly recorded and verified on a blockchain. This proved the entire payment loop worked, end to end. And they weren't just selling to themselves. 6 other teams at the hackathon successfully integrated with and actually bought services from AgentBroker. That is what you call instant market validation. And this right here is a massive technical win. They managed to get the entire cycle, from payment to data delivery, down to under 3 seconds. And they did that by processing the slow blockchain part in the background. That kind of speed is what makes a system like this actually viable in the real world. Of course, building something this new is never a walk in the park. As you can see, they hit some real-world snags. Payments were too slow, causing things to time out, funding transfers were failing, network connections were dropping. But for every single challenge, they engineered a clever solution, like that background payment processing to keep things fast. This is the reality of turning a cool idea into a working product. So, what does this all mean? Where does this all lead? I think the team's own words sum it up perfectly. This wasn't just about selling a service. They demonstrated a fully autonomous buy and sell commerce loop. I mean, just think about that for a second. An AI agent earned its own money, and then it used that money to hire other AIs. The entire economic cycle happened between machines. And that leaves us with this massive question for the future. What happens to our economy, to business, to the very idea of work itself, when millions, or hey, maybe billions, of AI agents can trade skills and data with each other, instantly and without any friction? This project, it gives us a real glimpse into that world.